by the Lakers. LeBron James was not told before he faced the media for his season-ending interview this morning. And so he was asked, well, isn't this a bit of an awkward situation? Here was his response.
I can only control what I can control, Sam, and you can't worry about, what's going on outside and how people feel, things of that nature. So it's a lot of things that could be done a certain way, could be done better this way or that way, but when decisions are made, you're never gonna make everybody happy. So that's just the way it is.
Again, LeBron James has not been told anything. There are a bevy of Lakers coming up this afternoon, including Russell Westbrook at 4:30.
I have a feeling I'll know by now. So I don't know.
Who knows? Because are you going to announce this and then put all your players out there as we look at, since Phil Jackson's tenure, obviously Frank Vogel, there have been, speaking of a bevy of coaches, Frank Vogel's the only one who managed to win a title since the Phil Jackson era.
Let's bring Tim Legler back. Tim, I want to ask you about that in particular, but first, when you were watching and the question came up about, hey, LeBron, Frank Vogel, fired, you're talking awkward. Were you thinking awkward too?
Extremely. And look, I don't blame the people who break the story, because if you got rock solid information and you can go to air with that, do it. And I don't blame people that do what we do for a living. If it's out there and we're going to get asked about it, I'm going to answer the question. LeBron James, the same thing. This is a bad look on the part of the Lakers, to think that there is a guy that coached your organization, that led you to a championship, and potentially this information is out there without Frank Vogel having had a conversation with the organization. That is just brutal. I mean, that's really unprofessional. He deserves better than that. Any person in that situation deserves better than that. I don't care who you are or what walk of life. The last thing you want to do, if you had a job, was hear other people having a public discourse on the fact that you don't work there anymore, and you haven't heard that from the organization or from your employer. So I think it's a bad look for the Lakers. They didn't handle this well whatsoever, and now you're going to have one player after another, everybody on that roster, go up there today. And I'm guessing at some point, if this is legitimate, by the end of the day, by the time you get to the Austin Reeves of the world, who I think is going out there at like 4:30 or something Eastern time, maybe they actually will have finally communicated with Frank Vogel and it will be official. But you're putting these players in a really difficult situation. They're being asked to comment on something that hasn't really officially taken place yet. I think that's a bad look for the Lakers for sure.
All right, we're going to talk more about the LeBron, Vogel, the Lakers organization with Tim Legler as we continue throughout this 2-hour Sports Center. Thank you so much, Tim. See you in a minute.
Today we're going to go live to a man on the scene who you heard asking some of those questions. Our Dave McMenamin about the situation, the atmosphere there in LA, his biggest takeaways from LeBron's presser.
The best part about doing things yourself? It's free. Like doing your own taxes with H&R Block free online, where more people can file free than with TurboTax. Help is here.
A demanding job keep you on your feet? Get the most cushioning you need with new Skechers Max Cushioning. Durable, slip-resistant traction helps keep you steady and secure. Skechers' exclusive air-cooled memory foam provides all-day comfort. Get Max Comfort with Max Cushioning on Skechers.com.
There are times I wonder, why can't I wear white after Labor Day?
Something on your mind? Chew on it. Twizzlers.
Red Bull gives you at Ace, your backyard is right in our backyard. So go to the place that delivers on top brands like Eagle, Toro, and Steel. We offer curbside pickup or get what you need delivered today. Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Let's make a toast to doing more this spring. Actually, let's make two. Introducing creamy hummus and savory avocado toasts. Topped with oven-roasted tomatoes, vine-ripened, and perfectly seasoned. Now you have 2 more delicious reasons to do your thing this spring. America runs on Dunkin'.
I love my new home, but it might be too Victorian.
Gosh, interesting headline on this. Pounds?
At least Geico makes bundling my home and car insurance easy. I save so much.
Pardon me, Your Grace.
Just Call me Grace.
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com. Numbers move you, but some can stop you in your tracks, like the tens of thousands of people who were diagnosed with certain HPV-related cancers. For most people, HPV clears on its own, but for those who don't clear the virus, it can cause certain cancers. Gardasil 9 is a vaccine given to adults through age 45 that can help protect against certain diseases caused by HPV, including cervical, vaginal, vulvar, anal, and certain head and neck cancers, such as throat and back of mouth cancers and genital warts. Gardasil 9 doesn't protect everyone and does not treat cancer or HPV infection. Your doctor may recommend screening for certain HPV-related cancers. Women still need routine cervical cancer screenings. You shouldn't get Gardasil 9 if you've had an allergic reaction to the vaccine, its ingredients, or are allergic to yeast. Tell your doctor if you have a weakened immune system, are pregnant, or plan to be. The most common side effects include injection site reactions, headache, fever, nausea, dizziness, tiredness, diarrhea, abdominal pain, and sore throat. Fainting can also happen. Help protect what counts. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist about Gardasil 9.
What does the future of strength look like? It's dynamic weight that adjusts for you in real time for a more efficient workout. And you can only experience it on Tonal.
I want to be the tooth fairy.
That job's already taken, really.
Hey, Nanny?
Your parents are going to consolidate their debt with American Finance.
That's going to save them thousands of dollars.
Thousands of dollars?
And then their startup is going to blow up, and you're going to be the director of communications.
Director of communication?
Exactly. He gets it. Consolidate your debt with American Financing today. You'll thank yourself later.
The time-saving element of Tovala has definitely changed my day, my night, and it just makes life easier for me. Tovala is my personal chef.
Tovala. Browse this week's meals at tovala.com. This feeling of certainty comes from inspiring your customers and expressing heartfelt thank yous with promotional products people love from the experts at 4imprint. Enjoy that feeling of certainty at 4imprint. 4imprint, for certain.
Just like you can't catch a break, you know, when it rains, it pours for a year. The most frustrating part is not being sure of what we're going to do.
Who would have thought that the Lakers would not even make the playoffs? A lot of soul searching took place during the offseason.
Our goal was to win a championship. We didn't get it done. We can't make no excuses about it.
Anna Sorman, Jay Harris with you, and the Laker drama continues at this hour in this incredibly strange situation as Adrian Wojnarowski is reporting that they have decided to part ways with their head coach Frank Vogel. We just heard from LeBron James. He hasn't been told, and in addition to LeBron, 13 more Lakers are expected to do their exit interviews today. Meanwhile, nothing about this situation has been announced by the Lakers, so these questions will continue all afternoon.
They will. So instead of prepping for that and for the postseason, because they're not in it, talking about this. Woj's report.
Yes, the Lakers expected to part ways with head coach Frank Vogel. Won a championship with the team less than 2 years ago, of course, concluding this season out of the playoffs, 33-49 record. Only team in the league that didn't have a single five-man lineup play 100 minutes together. All of those injuries, particularly to the big three. Again, the firing has not been announced by the team. And LeBron James was asked about it during his season-ending interview. Here's what he had to say, a portion of his comments today.
I respect Frank as a coach, as a man, our partnership that we've had over a few years here has been nothing but just candid, great conversations, and this guy who gives everything to the game, prepared us every single night along with his coaching staff as well. I give those guys a lot of credit too, but at the end of the day, I don't know what's going to happen, with Frank and being here, but I got nothing to respect him.
They haven't announced the firing. You're now up there speaking to the world without that news. Like, do you have any problem with this?
Well, I only can control what I can control. At the end of the day, I knew what time I was coming to speak to y'all, so you can't worry about, what's going on outside and how people feel, things of that nature. There's a lot of things that could be done a certain way, could be done better this way, that way, but You know, when decisions are made, you never